Here.
Hey, everybody. It's MK and PK
And Samson.
and Samson
And Melissa's new recliner.
and our new recliner for the studio.
It's powered. I'm never going to see her again. Watch this. Oh, my word. Oh, it's like heaven. And Sammy slots in right next to me. Just, oh.
Yes, so it goes here at MK Quilts.
I may not see her for a week at a time. She may come home to shower every so often, but this could be a bad
my gosh.
thing.
Hi, Sandy McWilliam. Hi. So we're just gonna wait for a few minutes while people jump on, and we could talk a little bit about the recliner. So here's the story with the recliner. So let me backtrack a little bit. When we took over this new space in my studio, my plan was to have my machine back here in the back so that I could quilt, and have an office space up in the front so that I could do work. Well, as I've gotten into the space and worked with this space, I'm finding that the desk area up front does not really work for me. If I'm at my machine, I really need to be back here close to the machine, and I don't really have room for that desk back here. But here's the thing. I like to do my computer work sitting down on my sofa in my house. With this computer lap thing that I have.
Which he bought from me for Christmas 2 years ago or more.
So this is how Christmas goes for Paul and I. I really buy for him what I want. So anyways, we're rethinking the space. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I had a bright idea that since I really love sitting down in the sofa and doing my work, but it doesn't work at home because the UPS guy is coming and Samson's barking and Paul's coughing. And it just doesn't work. So a couple of weeks ago, Paul's like, well, why don't you look on, Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something and see about getting a recliner, a used recliner. Oh, okay, well, we can do that. Other than we can't go any place to look at stuff other than online. So I find this recliner online. Guy is fairly close by. We said, I can't come into your house, but if you could have it ready and put it at the driveway, and I'll bring cash and leave it by your door and da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, sure. So I told him it's going to be a couple hours before I can come because I got to get to the studio to get my trailer and da-da-da-da-da. So we get up here, we get ready to go. I call him. We're going to be on our way to get the recliner. Oh, I'm sorry, I sold it. What? Seriously? That was kind of rude. So no recliner for MK. So the other day I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking, Paul's mom had been on a Zoom call with us, and she was talking about getting ready to go back to Minnesota in a few weeks. And I'm like, your mom has some recliners.
Yeah, she had gotten her own new furniture, and so.
And if she's going back to Minnesota and she's not using her recliners, how about I nab one of those recliners? Well, she said I could have one, and so Paul went and got it today.
For those that weren't on at the start, Sammy and I are enjoying ourselves here.
So Paul is now that Melissa has a recliner at the studio, he's probably never going to see me. Okay, yes. Well, I think the angle is pretty good here, Paul and Sam.
They can't see Sammy down here, though. I'm just saying. He's down right next to me.
So anyways, okay, enough chatter about that. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to MK Quilts. So we're coming on live today on my business page, as we've kind of been transitioning this year to do more of our marketing and our chatter and our posting here on my business page, because that reaches a larger audience, and just with the things that we've got going on in our world with our business these days, it just kind of makes more sense to reach more people. So welcome. Hopefully some of my followers from my other groups found their way over here, and we're really super super excited to have you. So we wanted to touch base because it's been like a while since we came on and did a live feed, like too long in my book. And I miss doing these. So I do have some short lists here for things to talk about. Paul's like, well, what am I talking about? I'm like, oh, honey, just follow my lead. So how has life been for us since this whole COVID thing has been going on? Well, basically, when it all started, I was still kind of here in the shop doing business, and Ellen was here working, and everything was fine. And then kind of the statewide mandate came down where you should not be going out too much. So basically, life for Paul and I has been like home and in the car and here and watching church from the sofa at home. Samson can't figure out why we're singing at the television. But yeah, that's basically been life. The last time that we came to you live was the last time that we had Ellen here. She has been working remotely, and I think I asked for her to jump on. So hopefully she's here with us and can be chattering and watching the comments. But having Ellen work from home has actually been working out quite well. We've been doing some things just together but separate for the business and for our new university site. So that's one of the things that I have on my list. The other thing that we've been doing, I don't know if all you guys have been doing it, but we've been zooming all over the place. I've been doing Zoom meetings with family. I've been doing Zoom meetings with my choir. I've been doing Zoom members meetings with my Quilt Guild. I mean, all kinds of. I've been doing so much Zooming that Paul got me my own account now that I don't have to say, no, it's not Paul, it's really Melissa. So it's a new kind of a world we're living in, but it's actually been working out quite well. So what have we been doing, and what has Ellen been doing like remotely for the shop? So she's been doing some piecing at home. Now behind me is McFinity. Well, she's off to the side, but I'm not quite done with a project that Ellen and I have been working on. I'm like, Ellen, I have like 2 little parts to go and a little bit of ditching to do. But I covered it up because we're not doing the big reveal on that until next week. But basically what Ellen and I had this idea to do was a project that her and I would both work on. We would invite our customers to come along, kind of like a quilt along. So make a simple project and then quilt it with us. Now the project, I did want to mention in case you want to go ahead and check it out. The project is a free series of patterns that Handy Quilter put together several years ago. It's called Color Play. We're calling our quilt along Quilting Play, but the patterns are free. So if you head on over to handyquilter.com and go, I think it's under their education tab, and then it's down to the Color Play booklet. And it's this series of quilts that one of their former studio educators designed and quilted and made into this free series. So what we're doing here at MK Quilts is we're letting Ellen quilt it Ellen's way, which is free motion and ruler work. And then we're letting MK quilt it my way, which is, of course, with the computer and Pro Stitcher. And we're making a course out of this, a class, over on our university site. So Ellen basically has hers done because Ellen is like smoke and needle. I'm just saying. She is like so fast with everything she does. But I am here holding down the fort and doing a lot of other stuff. So I haven't been able to focus on getting mine done quite as fast as she did. But we're going to have this big reveal next week. Now, if you want to jump on board and do this quilt along with us, you can still get on board. What you need to do is head on over to mkquilts.com, and then you click over to our university site, MK Quilts University. Paul, are you asleep? No.
Not yet.
Okay. And then basically you're going to look for Quilting Play the MK and EA way. EA is Ellen Alt. And there is some free content in that class. You can kind of see some videos that we prepared for you to tell you a little bit more about what we're doing and showcase the quilts that we've been working on. And then the rest of the content is paid content. So you can purchase the class, or you can become a member to the university site. And the university site is our new training site, which we have been, what's it been up and running now since?
Mid-February, I think, was when we did
yeah. So we're
early February,
we're really happy. Actually, I need to thank my loving husband for that one. He really had the foresight to just get going with that.
And my brother, because he had the idea, goes subscription, get that.
Yeah.
Going.
So it's been going really, really well. And just having Ellen now, the other thing that Ellen is doing besides this project that we're working on is she has been helping me with video editing, which means that I can work on, generating content. And then, lucky her, she has to go through the hours of footage of me talking, and she has to do all the cutting and the editing and all of that. But it's really, really helpful. Thank you, Sandy, for dropping the course link there. It's really been helping me, because what I've had to do here in the shop is still continue to do some quilting for customers. We haven't had a lot of foot traffic through the shop, but I've been doing curbside drops and pickups, and most of the clients are like, whenever you can get to that. But there are a few clients that are heading back north, and I have got some quilting to do. So there's always plenty to do here. But it's really working out well. So Ellen, thank you for being at home and doing what you can to keep things going. Ellen is also running our Ruler of the Month Club. So that is a handy quilter promotional thing that they have been doing for a couple of years now, where they release rulers and then they invite you along to become a club member. You get the ruler at a reduced price while the club is happening. And all the retailers all over the country do, have classes and teach how to use the rulers. Well, I'm not a ruler girl, but Ellen wanted to do it. So Ellen has been teaching that, and she's been doing little quilt samples. She's been videoing all of her own classes surrounding the ruler club and everything. And the feedback that I've been getting is really, really positive. So the reason I wanted to mention it is because we have one set of rulers. We kind of ordered like too many sets. We've already sold one of the sets. But if you would like to get on board with the Ruler Club, now this is for long arm quilters. These are long arm rulers. And if you want to get on with what Ellen's got going on with that, we still have one set that we could hook you up with. That's basically 3 rulers that we have right now. And then you would sign up for Ellen's Ruler Club of the Month on our university site, and you will get 3 additional rulers, so 6 total, and you can do all of the classes that Ellen is doing. That is a monthly fee for that, because there's a product involved and all of that. But maybe Sandy could drop the link for the Ruler Club as well. Yes, Mr. MK.
Okay, so we've done this a couple times.
Yes.
And we always end up getting people to come in and say, can I still do it? Because I think that last one is already sold, but I haven't seen the lady come back. Don't worry about it. Handy Quilt, what we have to do right now is we bill you for this month's ruler, and the next 3, they'll come out quarterly. So you make 4 payments. But we have to charge you for the 2 earlier. Now you're actually going to save a little shipping on that, so it doesn't work out that bad. But so if we do have people that absolutely want to join, we might be delayed a week while we get the old rulers, but we can't seem to hit the right number. We're over 40 people involved in this right
so
now,
Handy Quilter has said to us that we're doing phenomenal with our ruler club, that we've got a lot of people signed up for that. So head
we'll
on.
make it work, but
Yes, we will absolutely make it work. It's just that you might have to wait a little bit if you sign up now, okay? Okay, so, ruler set, quilting play, yep. Okay, so Mr. MK, let's talk a little bit more about the MK Quilts University site and what that is, how they get signed up for it, what our membership levels are right now, and the pricing and all that, because this is like his realm.
Okay, so now a standard membership is $29.95. However, there's a coupon if you pay attention there that'll get you $5 off for the first 6 months. So if you're brand new to the site and you sign up, you get 7 days before you're charged anything. If during that 7 days you decide there's not enough for me there, though I can't imagine why, and I'll explain later, But you don't have to call us. You just go under your billing thing and hit that cancel button, and we still love you. Okay.
Oh,
So,
always.
I mean, I've had people, oh, I can't. We don't make it difficult. It's there. It is or it isn't. Okay. If you bought your videos on our previous site and you want to email me, I can give you access to those videos without any membership on our new site. It is a manual process, and we had about 800 customers on our old site.
Wow,
So,
did we really?
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I'll have to see if we can automate merging that over, but the Yondo site's still going to be there. I had to respond to an email right before this call. So,
Oh, okay.
anyways, we're going to support everybody. So, what this gets you is full access to everything. And what's really neat about this site, even for us, is we don't have to worry about the nickel and dime and what are we going to charge for each class. I'm working on a long-awaited computer basics course. Now, I call it a course, but it's going to have a lot of different little lessons. Starts out with what's a browser, just downloading files.
File
People
management and stuff.
That's going to be a little bit more. I mean, a lot of these are short little blurbs so that you can go in and learn a little at a time. We will have a video on how to just register for the webinars. What's the difference? I hear about Zoom, so I gave a little example. So I started building this. It'll be up in the next week. And the nice thing, just like my troubleshooting course, we are going to add to these courses over time. So there's going to be new content. The problem is there's just so much we can share that if we made each one its own course, we'd have thousands of courses. So we've got categories, but within each course, these courses will grow over time, many of them, because there's just a lot to learn. And as we do it and as we learn and as things change, you're going to want a resource. I need to go back there. How do I use this File Explorer? Why am I not seeing the extensions there? I remember that. How do I do that? You'll have a resource to go back to. And this, I know, is going to be just focused from the quilter's perspective. I'm using websites like ProStitcher.com, MK Quilts. So you're getting it from a perspective of a quilter or a long armor, so that you're not going to get a bunch of highfalutin tech talk, though I'll try not to.
Yeah,
but
like
we'll try and keep,
over my head.
And keep it simple. So that you can learn it as you need it. And people have been asking about that. So when you talk about file management, that can be a little bit longer. Several videos or whatever will make that lesson more in depth. I know your QPI stuff. There are
There's
a lot of
lot.
things. I will do a separate thing on OneDrive and cloud thing, because that's a super techie type thing. That'll be a separate course. But we're doing all of this all under the same subscription site, and because we don't have to worry about pricing everything, we're just putting it all up there. And I really have heard great things when people just look at what it's got, and it's just like, wow.
So I have seen some people jumping on today because we're on a different platform. I've seen some people like church friends and family members and whatnot. The topics that we're covering are very specific to our business, and we are extremely blessed that even through all of this stuff that's been going on, we have been able to continue our business because we have such a social media online platform. The way that we reach people is how we've been reaching people for, basically like almost 5 years now. And now that this is all happening, we had all of that in place. And so we are completely and really humbled and blessed by our followers, by our customers, and now this online platform that we can work on when we're isolated, basically. We can continue to work on content and bring that to you all who are also isolated, and you can learn your computers, you can learn your machines, you can learn your ProStitcher. I mean, it's all just falling into place. Now, Paul mentioned the content most of the content is included with your monthly membership, okay? There are a few classes right now that are offered as independent instructor classes that instructor has to be paid for that class. All of the content that Paul and I do that's related to MK Quilts and the ProStitcher and the computers and all of that QPI and all of that is all included, okay? So check out mkquilts.com and then shoot yourself over on the link to MK Quilts University. You can snoop around there a little bit. You have to register, but like Paul said, you can basically give it a shot for 7 days and see kind of what we got going on there. And specifically, if you're stumbling upon us right now or any of our videos, our YouTube content, my Facebook stuff, I am a pro stitcher girl. Okay, I'm a long armor, 12 and a half years now. Pro stitcher is my love. It's my focus. It's my passion. And if you want to learn pro stitcher, you're in the right place. Okay. Okay, what else do we have going on? I did want to mention for those of you who attended my Q&A webinar I guess it was last week. So I plan to continue having those Q&A webinars, and what that is a live session with me. So previously I've been at home on my sofa, but going forward I might be here in the new recliner. I do these Q&A webinars where you go on the university site, you sign up for the webinar, and then I get online in the evening for an hour and I answer your questions, okay? This last webinar, Ellen joined me. We both did presentations, and basically we shifted our focus slightly to focusing on a quilt that you might have or a project that you're working on and you're not exactly sure how to quilt it. And so what Ellen and I did was we got the quilt ahead of time, we prepped a little bit, and then Ellen and I both were on the webinar showing you how would Ellen approach that quilting with free motion and rulers and the way that she thinks about quilting. And then how would I think about that quilt with my simulator and my Pro Stitcher, a little bit of Pro Stitcher Designer, just different ways to approach the same quilt. And not that you necessarily have that exact quilt, but by watching Ellen and hearing her explain how she thinks about it and watching me and think how I think about it, you're picking up the techniques, you're picking up the thought process, and hopefully you can take that and apply it to something that you're working on. Okay, so watch my website and of course the Facebook groups. I haven't put out a date yet for the next webinar, but there will be one coming. Okay, Paul, I'm just about ready to wrap it up with our promotions. You got anything else?
No, just so you know, you can see all 4 of her last Q&A sessions. They're all under that same webinar course card there. We put the replays up. I think it was just last Monday, really. So we just got it back up. So
you know, am I like you where you're losing track of days? Like I have no recollection of what's happening when and what day it is.
so that's a nice thing. Just like I'll probably put this up even on YouTube here so that people see it, because this is part of the free content, just sort of an update. But like I said, you go on, and even if you can't make her 6:30.
Yeah, I usually do the webinars
Mondays.
At 6:30 in the evening for an hour, 6:30 Eastern time.
Yeah, and it's like every 2 weeks in a month. We'll get them back out there. I'll set them up there. We've done other content, though, during this month because we're locked down. So pay attention to that. But remember, if you can't make it, just go watch the replay. I'm pretty much leaving a lot of the silly stuff on there, too. I'm not editing out a whole lot. So
Silly? Do we have silliness?
Here's Paul's tip, too. If you go under the little config gear on the right, you can increase the speed to 1.5 or even 2 times. So now, she talks fast to begin with, but if we're just doing stuff like this, you might want to fast forward us.
Kind of like on
ahead.
Audible, you guys, when you're listening to a book and you can make it go faster. I'm not sure you would want to do that with me, but you can if you want. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to chatter about was, obviously, you guys, we are Handy Quilter retailers. We have just added in the last, 3 weeks, a handful of new owners, because Handy Quilter has probably some of the best promotional offers going on right now that they have ever had in the time that we have been retailers. So of course we will have these. I think they're already up on the website. I have them on my Facebook page. Times are crazy right now, and finances, I'm sure everybody is worried about finances right now. But Handy Quilter's trying to make it pretty darn enticing for those of you who are out there who are been thinking about this, like 30 minutes before we hopped on this live feed, we just had a call from a gal I've been thinking about this for years, and I really just think now's the time. And I'm like, okay, well, you're in the right place because it's the best pricing out there. And with all of what we just talked about with the university site, you get us, you get all of that training included. There's really no better time right now.
Handy Quilter's trying to help out their other retailers. Now, we're different than 98% of the other retailers out there because we aren't running retail shops and all this other stuff. Like I said, we've been blessed to be social media based, and we can work remotely with people to help them set up tables. I helped somebody in Holland a week or so ago when they ran into an issue. It's really amazing when you know how to use the tools and our resources. We've been able to do that. Now, Handy Quilters basically said, we know our other retailers are struggling really bad, so they bottomed out the prices. Everybody's selling for the same price, okay? Bottom level price. These sewing machines this special's only going through the 25th right now. The sewing machines, that's their craziest giveaway right now, is a $3,000 sewing machine.
Yeah,
with
I mean, that's a really good add-on. I mean, shoot, who doesn't need another sewing machine?
So yeah, the base level prices we've been told are going to last probably through the end of the month here, but this sewing machine thing's not going to be here. So it helps a lot of people out, but we're still, I mean, it's hard for us to give away all this other stuff that costs us money, like the university. You get 2 years of the university, all the other service, and 2 days of training here in Florida with Melissa if you come down. We're still including that, even though these prices are much lower than what we normally offer, just because of the cost of doing what we do. So good time to buy. So
anyways, that's what we got going on. I do miss coming to you. You know, we used to do like a live Facebook thing, and it's been transitioning. We've been transitioning this year, but I do miss it, and I feel like when I see the names, you know, come up, it's just like, oh, there's my peeps that I miss. So I am going to get back to work. I am going to finish this quilt today. I have a Zoom meeting tonight with my choir, so maybe while I'm sitting there listening, I can be binding. Because keep watch, Ellen and I will have some announcement about how we're going to do the big reveal. I don't know if that'll be a webinar or a Zoom meeting or a live feed. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. But you're going to want to watch for that because these quilts are stunning. Ellen's turned out amazing, and I will say that yours truly is pretty nice too. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for all your support. Thanks for joining us. Keep watch. Head on over and check out the university site. And yeah, from our studio and the new recliner to you, happy quilting. Bye-bye, everybody.